Yo, what a day today. Welcome back to another video. So this is the day. Well, the liquidity grab was deeper than I expected. I'll say that. I expected it to be here. It went a little deeper, right? If you watched yesterday's video, um I literally said, well, I always say you cannot predict how far or how deep the market will build liquidity. So but you must always know the context and the situation you're in and understand the algorithms and base your trades off that, right? So what you can see, right, at the head here, after the head forms, what do you see? Inverse head and shoulder, right? The left shoulder right here, head right here, the right shoulder right here. And in this right shoulder, beautiful play today, right? The left shoulder, head, then the right shoulder right here, basically on this right shoulder, and then gave us this beautiful move up. And I'm gonna also show you in the 5 minute, right? But from my point, this was a 4 point trade I did take, and I'm gonna try to show the entries. Do I remake the video? Okay. How do I show the entry? Okay. If you message me on Instagram, I can show you the timestamp. I think at like 222 or 223 or something I took the trade, right? All the way up, and then I also got another entry at like 315ish, and then that was the last entry. But there was also another entry right here, 235ish, I believe. I'm gonna show you that in the 1 minute as well. But the actual target was actually right here, but if you realize, we just became to end of the day, right? And there wasn't enough time, right, to go up. But and especially because Nvidia earnings, right? And I heard, I think Nvidia did tank, so maybe that signals a bear flag, and we open lower tomorrow, right? And we have the left shoulder head and the right shoulder right here, which brings us down, right? That can happen, right? Because we built such great liquidity, this can easily be great liquidity down as well, right? It was great liquidity up, but it can be also like great liquidity down, right? So that's pretty much it. But I want to show you the trades now, right? So I'm gonna show you the intraday. So intraday is very complicated, okay? But I actually did take trades before the bottom, right? Before I even saw the opportunity for the right shoulder, right? I was looking for also move down, because you can see right here, right? We got the liquidity from the right shoulder right here, right? All the way down, right? To the purple support, right? So that was the perfect trade that I was also looking for, a good scalp, right? So this trade right here, right? I'm gonna show you that inverse cup, then the handle, right, and then the drop, right? And you can see with the drop, the volume, right? The volume did increase, right? And that's what you needed for the break and all the way down, right? Then now this is the purple area, or blue in the 1 minute, right? As well as a 20-day right here. So major support here, and you can see how we bounced off the 20-day. So then you have to look out for basically the blue, right? And you can see how we formed the liquidity right here, right? And then this right shoulder right here, the perfect break right here, as well as the right shoulder, and then the beautiful move up as well, where we close this cup, right? So that's the first. Then of course maybe a potential handle as well, right? So that's what you have to wait for. And if we were gonna short this, guys, you needed to at least wait for the break below the 20-day, right? And then some type of handle off of that, right? And then the drop, right? So that's what you had to wait for if you wanted to short. But there was no suggestion to short until after you got a confirmation, right? Especially in a bullish context like this, right? Bounce off the 20-day, right? And so the handle right here, pretty sick handle right here, dug deep, right? And you can see there was no continuation here per se, right? So the market did want to dig deeper, build more liquidity. And the way you can really tell is because the volume. You can see the volume being super low around here, right? So the buyers weren't really ready yet to pump, right? Basically, that's what I mean. Because look at this. Look at the volume compared, like especially right here, right? Look at the volume, right? Right here, and then look at the volume right here. Basically, like double, right? So you understand the context because you understand the volume, right? So what you trade your based on is basically break of structure with volume as well, right? Break of structure and volume, and I'm gonna show you that. So this is where we found the basically the bottom right here, right? Then this is basically a double bottom, right? Or basically that's what I would call it, right? A double bottom, triple bottom, however much bottoms we had, right? So we found the 20-day area very good support, right? So the blue algo here was what blue algo, it's purple on the 30-minute, but or purple on the 5, I don't even know, somewhere it's some different color, right? So right here, right? So why the entry right here, right? It's because you understand the tapering on the pink, which is no, this is purple. Yeah, this is purple on the 5-minute. Okay, I'm just but left shoulder, head, and then off of blue, right? You can see it building that liquidity, and you can see it formed a inverse head and shoulder on this shoulder right here, right? And then beautiful break right here with so much volume, guys. And you can see the volume spike right here, right? Look at the volume spike, right? And you can see every time the volume is increasing, right? So buyers are coming in, and that usually signals the big move, right? And over here you can see the obvious cup right here that wanted to close right here, right? As well as in the 5-minute there was tapering, so I did take it as the market wanted to build more liquidity, and I actually did get out most of my position right here because I wanted to buy more closer to the money option contracts. So I actually did go to the 588 calls, right? Which I did because I was nearing end of the day, right? And I always like being more closer in the money in near the day, right? But here you have purple again. I also forgot there was also another entry right here, right, off the purple, which I didn't take. But so same thing right here, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, inverse head and shoulder, right? On this right shoulder you have another inverse head and shoulder right here, and look at the volume here. So you can see the volume had, look, this was the average volume right here, right? The volume did increase right here, signaling the volume spike as well, right? And you can see how we activated the green buying as well, and that just brought us up, right? Pretty simple, the green buying right here, right? So pretty easy, pretty simple thing, right? And this was the trade that you have to wait out. The target was the close of the cup right here, right? But again, you have to realize that there isn't enough time, or unless that you did see that big move, but bigger move like the last push. But usually the market would want to grab some type of liquidity right here and then push up, right? But that's pretty much what happened, right? We just ran out of time, and that's pretty much it. It's like the huge pump, right? I actually got out right here, right? Because I don't really want to trade. I mean, I didn't really want to trade the last 15 minutes, but pretty simple, pretty easy. But I did get my entry all the way down here, right? And then I re-entered right here with 588 contract calls, right? And then I just let the rest ride, right? So that was my plan, and that was also like right before I even got into the trade, I just had to know where I had to grab the liquidity, right? As well as the tapering, right? So the first liquidity point would have been the cup, right? Some type of handle here, right? and then the last push, right? And you can see how we went from this green, right, to a stronger green, that put us up, right? And then we just tapered at the near end of the day, right? But that's pretty much it. That's pretty. Today was a very easy day, because if you understood the context, and that's pretty much it. From here, right, the break right here, from the break right here, then another break right here, um, then so you had 3 opportunities to enter this trade, right? And even taking the short, right? The short, you notice the buyers were exhausted, so the signal was this, right? So when you notice this, right, and you see the liquidity, right, you can see how we were unable to break out, right? Right here, right, and then we just broke out of this white as well. We were basically in what I call like, you can see that we were in this, basically, I don't know what the structure is called, but so well, it's basically this, where, right, the right shoulder right here, it's like a triangle. I forgot what it's called, but yeah, so it was a very bullish structure, and that gave us the pretty big move up, right? But anyways, that's pretty much it. Now where to go from here? Like I said, Nvidia did tank, so this can be a easily double top right here, right shoulder right here, right? We built enough liquidity here now that we could have that drop, then close the inverse cup, possibly right here, right? So you want to wait for some type of drop right here, then the retest of 20-day, right, and then the drop, right? So we have bit to go if we are going down, right? Pretty simple. But yeah, and if we are headed up, I don't know, because Nvidia is down, but maybe it pumps tomorrow somehow, like, but we need to first close this cup right here, right? Have some sort of handle right here, right? And then push up, right? Right, and targets is gonna be the yellow, right? And the gap close, right? We have a gap right here, so you need to see that close, right? So set that as your targets. The first target is the gap, and then the yellow, right? You just have to see how much volume, how much buying is there, and then yeah. But if it goes up, it'll be a pretty big move up, more big move up, right? But I just want you guys to understand how the trade went today, and yeah, see you guys tomorrow.